as promised, my high school sweetheart, as it were, my 1974 Pontiac Ventura. Now, she might seem a little rough around the edges, and that's because it kind of is. Technically, I've had the car for, oh wow, I don't want to date myself, but about 20 years. I bought it when I was 15. I was still in high school. And basically what you see is what was all there. These seats came out of a van, apparently. It still has the original back seat. It's pretty sun-faded now as this thing does sit outside. But it is now and always has been very much rust-free. The only exception being that back wheel arches here. I did buy a pair of those. I haven't put them in yet, but added to the list of things I need to do. So this is basically what it looked like when I first bought it. Like I said, I was 15 years old. Well, my mom bought it. She paid for it. I never paid her back. Maybe I gave her a few $100s. I told her I would, but I never got to. But anyway, I was basically just driving on the road and saw this thing for $2,600 and looked at it, fell in love, had to have it, picked it up, and the rest is history. So when I bought this car, it had a 350 with a 2-barrel. That was taken out pretty quick. So it looked very much like this 352 barrel that's sitting in my Camaro at the moment. But I still remember the first time I ever went into a speed shop, with him, looking for my own stuff. I mean, I had definitely gone many times before, but never for my own vehicle. So going for the first time, they had just happened to have some kind of a combo sale. There was a Performer EPS intake manifold with a 670 Holly Street Avenger. I had no money because I was 15. I was poor. Well, broke. $0. And my dad just picked it up for me, and we brought it home, threw it on the car. And from that moment forward, I was basically hooked. I'm going to say I was probably, already had gears going through me to begin with. I was definitely born to be a gearhead, as I basically grew up in the garage alongside, my grandpa and my dad fixing stuff. They used to do circle track racing, so I was always in there working on stuff with them. So this was the 454 that went into the car originally. The only thing better than a small block Chevy is a bigger big block Chevy. Times got tough, though, and I had to sell my first car. I pretty much cried when the guy came to buy it, but I had just bought my first house, and I needed the cash to build a garage, and I had really no other option, and this was the only thing I had that was worth any amount of money, so it had to go. And fast forward a few years down the road, and a friend of mine texts me and says, hey, I think your old car's for sale. I'm like, can't be. See the ad. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it. Message him. Oh, it's already sold. Little did I know that my wife ended up buying it and surprised me on my birthday with it. I kind of thought something was going on. It took me a little while to figure it out, but I was still a huge shocker, and I was pleasantly surprised, to say the least, when we went out for supper and pulled in the old girl here. It was running so bad. God, it was terrible. They had the wrong spark plugs. It was a mess. I ended up fixing it, of course. But God, what a great feeling it was to get it back. And I promised myself I will never, ever, I'll live in this car. I'll live in this car before I sell it again. Except, of course, for the part that the 454 that's in there right now, and I'm sure you can tell with how not so well it runs, wiped a cam lobe. First time that's ever happened to me. That was a pretty bad day when that happened. But I got another 454 in the garage on a stand. I'm just waiting for some parts, and that'll get thrown in here. And last but not least, what kind of plans do I have for the old Ventura here? Well, it basically is ready to be body worked and painted, and I haven't decided on a color or anything. I do got a nicer set of rims and tires sitting on another car, but this is one of the most complete cars I own. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. What was your first car? Was it a truck, maybe? Maybe it was something special. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you had. I'm kind of curious.